What's going on, YouTube? Thank you for joining Zab Dart yet again for another episode, baby. So look, today I was going through some of my old videos, and y'all should probably see those uploaded soon. But I wanted to react today to what I think is one of my most underrated videos. Right, this video only got 27 views, but I think this video shares some of the most important knowledge when it comes to getting in through this life in general. So we're gonna react to it today. The video is called Life is about perspective. Change your view on life. I wonder if I change the title if it'll make it get more views. But look, we're just gonna go ahead and react to it and see what's up. And let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments down below. 'Cause this is a fam, your vids and everything are tough. I know one day you finna make it big. Shout out to you. Shout out to the people sending the love, bro. All right. All right, y'all. Welcome to the studio. Back in the studio. Thank you for joining us Day After Dark yet again. Today we got some content. All right. So from now on, these videos are about to get. From now on, these videos are about to get real. They're about to get really real. So today we got an interesting topic. All right. We're gonna be talking about perspective today, and we're not gonna be talking about the quality kind of
Just
crazy. We're gonna be talking about it on a big scale. So the 360, bro.
inspiration for this
There
video
we
here,
go.
I saw a quote. I saw a quote recently, and the quote said, "Changing the way you view things from why is this happening to me to what is this trying to teach me is a life. It was life changing."
I want to give backstory on this video. All right, this video was uploaded 9 months ago, August 12th, 2024. So a little backstory about this video. I was going through something mentally during this period, right? And I'm gonna exit the video real quick. Show love to the channel. We've been going crazy. Um, let me see. So I took a month break from recording. So I was uploading like once every 2 months. Hold on, no. Yeah. 10 months ago, 9 months ago, 8 months ago, 6 months. Like I was not very consistent. And I was struggling to be consistent because there was something I was going through that I was really like fighting, not falling under the pressure of. And this video, recording this video really helped me to get through that. And that quote really helped me to get through that. So that's really why I made this video in the first place. And this video
It it shifted me off my mood a little bit.
did a lot
But
for
when
me.
I read that quote, it almost
Oh, I talked
was
about it.
life changing, and that really resonated with me when I heard it because I was going. I wouldn't say I was going through something, but I had some things in my mind, and it threw me. It shifted me off my mood a little bit. But when I read that quote, it almost instantly brought me back to life because I was
Shout out to Young Zay. I still look like a baby, but like in this video, y'all look like an infant, yo.
able to view
For
it
real.
and think of it in a different way. So my perspective of the whole situation changed, and that helped me get through it and overcome it because I wasn't thinking, okay,
I still didn't get through it after this video. I did a lot better with it, but I still was struggling with that
why is this
situation.
happening to me? Why am I going through this? It made me realize, okay, the reason why I'm going through this is because of this. And if I want to feel any better about it, to would be to avoid this happening in the future. And that
Facts.
excitement of learning this new thing helped me to get through it with ease because that feeling was really good for me, really comforting to
It really did at the time when I had that realization, that kind of awakening. It really helped me get through it a lot because it gave me hope that all I need to do in the future is just make that adjustment, make sure that I don't allow these things to happen to me again, that I don't fall victim to these kind of things.
know that okay, I made that realization. I can avoid this type of mistake in the future. All right, so I want to get into one of the main points of this video. I want to talk about the power of perception, right? So what I mean by perception, so perception is the way that you kind of interpret something, the way you perceive information, the way you take in information or take in anything really. So I want to talk about how perspective can play a big part in the way you perceive things, the way you receive information, the way you enjoy certain things. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, in multiple different ways, the way that you perceive things or the perspective that you have on certain things change a lot of things, a lot of outcomes, a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions. Different things could change depending on how the perspective that you put on things, right? So for starters, let's imagine that two different people are attending an event, right? So imagine it's an event full of opportunity. There's mentors,
That
different
Sprite was mad good. I remember.
speakers, whatever the
I ain't
case
gonna
may be.
lie.
I can't really put a name on it, but there's some sort of event. Two people are at the event.
I
Both
still
of them,
have
let's
that.
say
Hold
both of
on.
them are nervous. Both of them are nervous about being there, whatever. Both of them are nervous. Both of them never done anything like this before, but both of them want the same thing. You got guy number one. He goes, "Man, I'm nervous. I don't know if I could talk to anybody. I've never done anything like this before. This is new for me. I'm kind of scared. What what he's going through all these emotions and all these things in his head, right? Guy number two is just as nervous. He's just as nervous as guy number one, except he has a different way of viewing the whole situation. Yes, he's nervous and he knows that he's nervous, but he sees this is a great. He says, "Okay, I've never done anything like this before. This is exciting. This is a new experience." First switch number one, we switched it from I've never done anything like this before. I don't know if I could do it. To now, we change the perspective and the mindset to I've never done anything like this before. I'm excited to try it out. I'm excited to do it for the first time. This is going to be a new experience, something to put under my belt, something new to try to get comfortable with, get me out of my comfort zone, expand my kind of plethora of skills or my skill set, whatever, right? So we already made that first shift in mindset just based on changing the perspective. We both have the same feeling and the same emotion towards it, except we both changed our perspective and what it could do for us. Guy number one, number two, after he said he's nervous, he doesn't know if he could do this. Guy number one, he also says that last time he tried to speak to somebody or tried to approach somebody, it didn't go very well. He was very
What's up with
he
this,
came
eh?
off aggressive or he came off nervous, whatever the case may
I
be.
was my aura was
Whatever
pulsating
happened
for
in his
real.
past experience that scarred him, he's now using that to try to hold himself back from new experiences and experiencing new things and trying new things, right? Which you can't do. You can't use your past as an excuse to withhold you from future experiences. If there's anything I learned recently in life, and if you really think about it,
I just want to appreciate myself for a minute. Give myself some props. I have been giving y'all, I've been sharing my personal experience and every lesson I've learned from the moment I started this journey, really. Y'all, I giving it to y'all for free, man. Y'all gotta appreciate it. This is true gems, and y'all will understand this in life at some point.
you will understand exactly where I'm coming from. In life, there is literally nothing stopping you from doing anything. Really think about that for a second before I break it down and explain it. There's literally nothing stopping you from doing anything. There's nothing stopping you from doing whatever you want. Think about that for a few seconds, all right?
Yeah, that Sprite was hitting.
All right, Zay, what do you mean by that? What do you mean there's nothing stopping me from doing whatever I want? Turn around to your nearest, whatever is near you. What is stopping me from punching this wall as hard as I can and punching a hole into this wall? Nothing. Nothing is stopping me from doing it. If I want to, I could do it. There's nothing. There's literally nothing stopping me except for okay. If I really be smart about it, I could think okay, that's not a good idea because I know what's gonna happen if I do that. My hand's gonna hurt. There's gonna be a hole in the wall that's gonna cost money to replace it. These are things that come logically after the thought. But if we're thinking about the thought itself, there's literally nothing stopping me from doing it. As crazy as this may sound, if I literally walk outside right now, if I wanted to, I could jump over the balcony with there will be nothing physically withholding me from jumping over the balcony.
Facts.
Only thing stopping me is my mind.
I remember I dropped a clip of this on Instagram, and somebody in the comments, what did he say? Let me see if I could. No, I don't. I'm not gonna look for it. But he said something about that being stupid. But it's facts though.
And that's not stopping me physically, but it's the thoughts that are stopping me from proceeding in whatever action
I
I
was
want
like,
to
I
do.
got my first
You
hater.
can
Let's
prove this
go.
to yourself in much.
If you have 0 haters, get more. Get a hater. Get your first hater. Seriously. If you don't have no haters, then that's how I know you're not living life the way that you want to. That's how I feel about it. Because people only hate on people who do things that they themselves weren't able to accomplish. So if somebody feels like they're living a lie, if they see that you're living in your truth, they're gonna hate on you. Simple as that. So if you're whining about having 5 haters, what did Cat Williams say? Figure out how you could get 20 by the time summer comes.
Less extreme manners. Um, when it comes to approaching people, when it comes to uh just trying something new, there's really nothing physically stopping you. It's all your mind stopping you, setting barriers. But realistically, you can do whatever you want. I can walk outside and go punch somebody if I wanted to. There's nothing physically stopping me
Facts though.
other than me knowing the consequences that come behind it. And the reason why I'm saying all this is because I want y'all to understand that you cannot use your past experiences.
Y'all ever say a word so many times that it stops sounding like a word? That's exactly what happened to me right here. I said
I'm saying all
experiences
this
so much in this video that it didn't make any sense.
because I want y'all to understand that you cannot use your past experiences. You cannot use your past experiences to give you an excuse to stop you from, you know, trying new things or trying the same thing again, expecting the same results. A lot of people you tend to use that as an excuse. Oh, my past this, last time this, I had this experience, whatever. Yes, you had that, but that is not stopping you from doing it again and learning from it. The only thing you can do about your past experiences is look at them and use them as a way to learn what you should do, what you shouldn't do, things like that. Experience is the best teacher, teaches you a lot. So that's the only way you should be using your past. You should be using your past to excel you, push you forward. That's the only way you should be using your past to affect your present or your future, right? Now, I'm saying all this because guy number one is using his past experience of talking to people or approaching people and saying, man, there's no way I could do this. Last time I tried, it went so horribly wrong. Guy number two, he says, man, last time I did this, it didn't go so well, but this is a great chance to redeem myself. Do you
Facts.
see the two shifts in mindsets? The way that guy number one is viewing it versus the way guy number two is viewing it. They both have the same feelings towards said subject, yet they're responding to it differently because they have a different perspective on the situation. Guy number one has a very negative perspective, while guy number two keeps it positive. This is a mindset shift that isn't super easy to make, but with training, daily training throughout the day, you can make these shifts and you can train your mind to think like this. It's not hard to do. It all People think that it's something you have to learn in one way. It starts from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, you're faced with different decisions during the day. You have a choice to think either negatively or positively multiple times throughout the day. The way to train your mind to think positively is by forcing yourself to make that mindset switch.
I still say this, bro. People think there's a specific training you have to do. It's not. The little micro decisions you make from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep literally can affect the whole way you think as a person. It's so crazy. It's almost hard to believe in a way, but it's true.
Whenever these kind of opportunities come up. Now another thing. So we're talking. I've been talking about them being at the event or being in said situation, right? But really, this all could start before they even get to the event. Prior to going to the event, we have two people who could portray the situation two different ways. We could have guy number one still with his negative mindset saying, man, I'm so nervous to do this. I never done this before. This is just bound to be a wreck. This is bound to go wrong, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay, great. We're happy that he's giving it a shot and he's attempting it, but think about what he just drilled in his mind prior to even going to the event. Then we got guy number two, same thing. He's nervous. He has never done anything like this before. Yet he's saying it's a perfect chance for me to work on new skills and really get myself out there. Positive perspective. He's looking at it as a positive thing. And whenever you trick your mind, or it's not even a trick, whenever you train your mind to think positively versus negatively, these come with different reactions and different emotions that naturally get sent throughout you, right? Whenever you have this negative perspective, I've never done anything like this before, this is bound to go wrong. Your brain and your mind and your body is going to respond completely different to the situation, completely different, because now you're kind of got this armor, this shield trying to protect you from getting hurt, protect you from going through that past experience yet again. But when you have the positive mindset, whenever you have the positive mindset, like guy number two, now the feelings that are inside of you are excitement. You're excited to try something new. You have excitement. You're looking forward to it. So now that's the kind of feelings that are coming out. So you would now are attacking the situation with a completely different mindset, which is going to give you completely different results every single time. This is why perspective is so important in so many different ways. Now let's step away from the event for a second, right? Let's go into more real life examples where perspective plays um a big.
I think this is one of my best talks. Literally on my YouTube channel, I think this is one of my best talks. The way I managed to talk for 17 minutes straight with very little stutters and stops and get my point across and to always have information to flood you guys with, it shows how passionate I am about this specific topic, and also I think it helps the viewer to be able to visualize a lot better.
Big part. So let's say you just started going to the gym, whatever. You just your first time entering the gym, whatever. You got the negative mindset, you got the positive mindset. Guy number one, guy number two. They both got the same feelings, nervous about going to the gym. Except guy number one is saying, I hope people aren't gonna stare at me, think I'm an idiot, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want them to think I'm weak. Can I even get the weight up? Whatever. Guy number two has the same feeling of nervousness going into there, except he's saying, "Man, I wonder what's my limit? How much can I put? Can I lift? How heavy can I lift? I wonder how strong I am. I want to test my strength. Things like that. Positive versus negative mindset. When you have this guy number one going in there now, nervous, self conscious, worried about everything but lifting the weight. Then you got guy number two who's actually excited to see what he can do, wants to see how far he can push. Sees this as a new opportunity to learn something new, try something new. It's just about perspective. Again, another real life situation, approaching a woman. Let's say you're thinking about approaching a woman. We got guy number one and we got guy number two. We're gonna stick to the same concept, right? Guy number one, guy number two. They both want to approach a woman. They both have never done it before, or they aren't very good at it, they would say, right? But guy number one, he says, man, I feel like I want to go up there and get rejected. Nice guys always finish last, girls don't like nice guys, whatever, boom. So
Nice
now
guys
he's
always
going there
finish
with a sense
last.
of fear. He has that armor still trying to shield him or protect him from getting hurt, whatever the case may be. So that's how he's gonna react, and that's how he's gonna come off. He's gonna come off nervous, he's gonna come off scared, fearful, whatever. Guy number two, he's never done it before. He's never approached a woman, except he's going in there. He's like, man, let's see how this goes. This could be a good learning experience. Help me get my reps up so I can get better at social skills, and this is gonna create opportunities for me in the future. Much more positive way to look at it. So now his body's fueled more excitement because it just feels like there's so much more opportunity to come from just this one interaction. I could, what if she's a greater woman than I ever imagined? What if this just helps me get through my fear of approaching women or approaching individuals in general and working on my social skills? These are all positive ways to look at it. So when you view it positively, you are bound to respond to it more positively, and you come off much more, excited, confident about the situation. So perspective plays a very strong part in everything that we do. I've been saying this throughout the whole video, and I said it even in the beginning of the video. I was stating how you can view things as a failure, or you can view it as a learning experience, right? Naturally, as people, we are curious people. We like to learn. We like to experience new things.
Facts.
More times than not, some people aren't a fan of change or experiencing new things. but typically we like to see new things, try new things because it's just interesting to us, right? So whenever we shift the thought from okay, I failed, or this was a failure, I messed up, I didn't it didn't come out the way I wanted it to. If we can shift that to looking at it as a learning experience, that vastly changes the reaction that we have towards it, right? If I approach a woman and she says, let's say I approach a woman, right? After approaching a woman, she says, no, thank you, whatever. Cool, you go on about your day. You can look at this two ways and you can say, I failed, bro. Like, she didn't want me. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm terrible. I don't ever want to try it again. Or you can say, well, that didn't go how I would have hoped, but it was a great learning experience because now I can look back and I can say, you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, now that I'm looking back at the situation, maybe I came off a little too aggressive. Maybe I came off too quick and kind of rushed in to try to shake her hand or something and made her uncomfortable. Maybe I was talking too fast; she could barely understand me. Maybe I need to slow it down, talk to her slower, whatever. Maybe I came up to her, hey, how's it going? My name is Zay, and I really think you're cute, and I would love to get to know you and get your number. Right? Too fast, too anxious. Maybe next time I want to go with a more smooth approach. Take it slow. Hey, how you doing? My name is Zay. I thought you were cute. Just wanted to introduce myself, right? See where it goes from there. I'm gonna try that next time. If that doesn't, maybe that'll help. And you just learn. You gotta just pick up new things and just learn from it. That's the only way you can grow. So when you look at it as a learning experience, you're much more likely to have a positive.
Zay's spitting right now. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Zay's spitting right now. I don't even got much to say. It makes me so proud to look back and just really see how far I've come. Seriously, it's so. I think this man right here is doing better. I would argue that he was doing better mentally than I am now, in a certain sense. And now I'm more spiritual when it comes to my relationship with God than I was back then. But from an intellectual standpoint, this guy was really hustling. Like, he was really doing everything.
Positive response to it.
But
Now,
I don't know. That could be a personal point of view. Other people might see it differently. They might think I'm more successful now.
I really am trying to get some real life examples of these different videos, and I'm working on it. So hopefully we'll have some content like that in the near future. But I got some exciting things planned for y'all. I'm just working on it. But I hope this video was very easy to understand. I hope y'all got the point. I hope the message was clear. And share your thoughts about it in the comment section. Let me see what you think about it. And if you watch this video and you apply this to your life, hit me up on Instagram at Zay After Dark, or come back to this video's comment section and let me know how it's worked out for you, what kind of ways it has impacted your life, or tell me if I was talking about absolutely nothing and it was useless information. Just let me know. I appreciate y'all for joining me yet again.
Nah, this is one of them ones, bro. You was spitting. You was spitting. Yes, sir. Nah, yeah, this is fire. This is fire. I hope you guys learned something. Look, I highly recommend, if you ever feel like you be struggling with that, go watch the original video. It's very good. Seriously, without my reaction, or you can watch it with my reaction from the perspective of almost a year later of what this has taught me. I appreciate y'all for joining me. Look at the hair now, bro. Oh boy, the hair. You can see the hair growth over time. Like, it's crazy. And my hair is not even fully out right now. Normally it's like, Appreciate y'all for joining me for another episode. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace out. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Look, I have no plan for the videos I was gonna record today, but I was just chatting on stream, right? If you want to check out the streams, follow me on Twitch at Zay After Dark. Link will be in the description down below. But look, I was talking about how I've been trying to build a better routine, right? And interestingly enough, I actually made a video about building a routine. So I thought what I would do today is I I have it right here. This is crazy, right? This is the video, the script for the video, right? The topic points of that all I covered, right? So I'm gonna go over those. I want to talk about them on here, and then I want to actually react to the video, and let's see if it helps us build our own routine, right? Wouldn't that be crazy if past Zay would help future Zay out? Now look, we got the ponytail going on in the back. Let me know if y'all rock with it. So look, let's just go ahead and get started. This is so cool to me, actually. All right. Introduction. What's going on, everyone? Thank you for joining Zay After Dark yet again for another episode. We still got the same intro. It's just locked into the brain now. Today, I want to discuss the importance of building a routine. Not only that, but how I do it and how I recommend you do it as well. Okay, so main idea number one. Oh, it gets deep. Did I use this as a script? I thought it was just bullet points, but okay. Let's start with the importance of having a routine. I find having a routine highly useful. If you are anything like me, your mind is probably constantly racing. This mind racing can create a lot of confusion. Having a set routine will eliminate a lot of confusion. The goal being to take out as much of the guessing game as possible. He's spitting. I still say this to this day. How should you build your routine? How you choose to format your daily routine is completely up to you, but there are some key points I want you guys to focus on. Make sure your routine is detailed. Remember, we are trying to eliminate as much confusion as possible. You know yourself best, so look deep. Use timestamps. Not having periods of time set to finish each task will allow you to be too comfortable. It will make you feel as if you have all day to complete it. Instead, write down a task, then write down when said task will be completed by. I think this is the part I might be missing right now, because lately I've tried a million different routines, right? And lately what I've been doing is I've been sticking to this 3 task routine where I write down 3 tasks and I try to complete those 3 tasks, but I have not put time limits on each of those tasks. So I think I'm gonna go back to start doing the timestamps. So I think that did really help me get a lot of things done at the time, because it kind of forces you to complete something and get something out there. Keep it consistent. Let's see, what does it say? At this point, you are still in the testing stage, so switching things up to work best for you is okay. But beyond this point, you want your routine to stay consistent. Staying consistent will allow you to adapt to your new routine much quicker. So I guess this is the part that I was missing out on each time, was keeping my routine consistent, because it has not been consistent over the past year or so. So I'm about to go back to that. So I want to let's actually watch the video. Let's watch the video. All right, y'all. So look, we're on the channel right now. We're gonna go ahead and react to how to build a routine, the video I made a good while back. So let's go ahead and filter this to the oldest videos. Dang, look at this, bro. Let's bring back so many memories. How to build a routine step-by-step guide 1 year ago. When was this video uploaded? All right, y'all. Gosh, that was loud. Let me see. April 13th, 2024. I uploaded this video one day before my birthday. So I was 17. I was 17 years old when I made this video, one day off of 18. So this was a little over a year ago. Let's go ahead and check it out, y'all. Y'all, so check it out. I'm trying something new. We're going to try the back camera and see if the quality is any better than normal. That's the goal right now. Also, I want to give a quick shout out real quick. Shout out to the person who got me this book right here. You know who you are. Shout out to you. I really appreciate it. So boom, I'm gonna keep today's episode real short. Normally you hear me talk about, the power of this and the power of that and this. Dang, I look in detail with, I look the same, but I just look a little different at the same time. We just gonna be talking about building a routine, and I'm gonna keep this video short. Like I said, I'm gonna try to pump them out for y'all. Try to pump out like 2-3 videos a week. That's the goal. So I'm still gonna be dropping gems for y'all, but the content might be a little bit shorter. I got more podcast episodes coming up, so stay tuned for that as well. So, like I said, today I want to talk about building. Yo, shout out to this Zay real quick, bro, because this Zay was on the grind, man. This Zay was on the grind. I mean, I'm on the grind now still, but this guy, his mind was all over the place, bro. I'm telling you, I didn't have it figured out at this time. I still don't think I have it figured out, but I think at this time, I was just trying everything. And I think that's what you should do when you're young is just try everything and figure out what works and what doesn't. You'll learn pretty quick what works and what doesn't.
A routine. And before I get into, I want to get into how to build a routine today. But before I do that, I want to talk to y'all about the importance of having a routine and why having a routine is so helpful in, you know, achieving your goals and things like that. Now, for me personally, building a routine and writing down and keeping track of everything I do on a daily basis has been the biggest help in holding myself accountable and keeping track of things I have and haven't accomplished, you know, things like that. So that's what I kind of want to talk to y'all about today. So the reason why building a routine is so important for starters, whenever you have something as important as goal setting or completing goals or anything that's super important, you want to take all confusion out of it. You want to take all questioning out of the process. You want to be able to look and completely understand what you're looking at, and that'll help ease your mind from thinking it's so difficult, because it's really not. And I had to learn this myself through trial and error. I went through so much trial and error. That's why I think this routine is the best for me. Now, I'm not gonna say I came up with this routine on my own. I definitely took, you know, inspiration from other people, but I think this routine is what works best, and I want to not only break it down to y'all, but show y'all how you can build your own routine.
All right, so even looking back, right, I can critique my own videos. This intro is way too long. We're almost 3 minutes in the video. I haven't really gave any like major advice. I've been like edging on the video for a good minute now,
Give
but
y'all kind of the blueprint at the end. Now, let's get into what this video is about.
all right, so 3 minutes in, let's get straight to it. Come on.
Now, when it comes to building a routine, there is, I believe, 3 steps. I believe there's 3 steps to building a routine that are very important. Now, the way you choose to format your routine is completely up to you, what works best for you, but I think there is a blueprint and a certain guide you should follow that'll help you get the best results possible. And I think you gotta start with step 1, which step 1 is determining your goals that you have. And what I mean by that is you wanna take paper. Now, I will say writing is really an important tool. Like,
Still
writing
is.
will be your best friend. You will do a lot
Still
of writing,
is.
and I suggest you do a lot of writing in your journey of, you know, achieving goals and things like that, because writing is a good way to keep things on
Nothing
your
isn't
mind.
documented. Not a
And
single
writing is
thing.
a good way to hold yourself accountable. Now, there's a
Everything.
theory called the red card theory, and basically, I don't know if you guys have never heard this theory. The theory states that, you know, whenever something is on your subconscious mind, you tend to notice it more. It's like you're living and breathing it. So I heard this, and this is a very great way to think. You know, if I come to you and say, hey, you know, how many red cars have you seen today? You probably would not be able to give me a genuine answer. You might say, I don't know, something, maybe I saw 1 or 2. I wasn't really paying attention. But if I said in the beginning of the day, I said, you know what? I'll give you $100 for every red car you spot today. I bet you by the end of the day, you can tell me exactly how many red cars you saw that day. That is basically the red car theory. So when you have something on your
Real quick, I want to pause it. I find it so interesting because a lot of times, right, I've made a lot of videos since this video, and it's hard for me to notice the progress I've made when it comes to communicating what's in my head. So it's interesting because I would never think that if you asked me right now, I wouldn't say, oh yeah, I believe I made a lot of progress when it comes to being able to articulate myself, because I thought I was very good at articulating myself at this time. But looking back, I think I've made such a big improvement. I can notice it now. So it's interesting how we can't notice improvement a lot of times because we've just been living day to day. But when you can look back, it makes all the difference because I can now see all the improvements I made. I still think I have very similar mannerisms as I did before, which is interesting. A lot of my mannerisms stuck, stuck, but I think I can articulate myself a lot better now. I get my point across. I can kind of tell you what's on my mind a lot better, and I can set a better picture for anybody who's viewing. So I think I've made a big improvement when it comes to speech.
Subconscious mind, and you basically live and breathe whatever it
As
is.
well as the confidence when it comes to speaking. I was doing a lot of whispering. I remember I used to have my video phone. This is why I say no excuses, right? I had my iPhone 11. I had this right here. I would take it and I would set it in selfie mode right here on my TV on my desk. Just like this, right? No tripod, no nothing, and just record it in selfie mode. And I would just be whispering because I was recording these at like 2, 3 in the morning. Everybody's sleeping.
It's just you see it more. It's always been around you, but you just have more awareness about it all. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I built what I built this routine around. So like I said, step one, you want to determine your goals. On paper, you want to write down, let's say 5 goals minimum. You could do it by the month. You could do it for the year. You could do it in general, but just write down a minimum of 5 goals, right? So once you have those 5 goals written down, that's step one, is determining your 5 goals, right? That's going to be basically the basis of how we build this entire, thing. I hope the audio is good. I'm shooting this in one take, so, and I'm looking up here. I'm seeing that my AirPods is connected and not connected, so hopefully it's good. That's gonna be the basis of our entire routine. Is first building up those 5 goals. Now, once you have those 5 goals, you're gonna go into step 2. Step 2 is basically building the foundation of your daily routine. So what I mean by that,
This makes me so happy to watch, for real.
So all right, so now that we got step 1 out the way, we got our goals written down, we're gonna build up from the foundation and basically build up to the rest of our routine. So this step 2 is very important because this is going to guide how you build your day-to-day schedule, your day-to-day routine. So what you're going to do is you're going to take those 5 goals, and under each of those goals, you're going to write down 2 to 3 tasks or things you got to do to reach those goals, right?
I still teach people this work frame all the time. I'm gonna be honest. This is like one of my favorite things I've ever learned. Is what you do is you take those goals that you have, the bigger picture, right? Take the bigger picture that you have, and then you split that up into tasks that would help you complete that goal. So let's say my big time goal is to reach 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, right? What are the 3 most, I guess, what 3 tasks would give me the most bang for my buck? That's the first thought. Then I would take those 3 tasks and say, all right, what three things if I do daily will help me reach this, right? If nothing else. Planning should not be on there. What else should not be on there? Recording should not be on there. Why? Because recording videos does not give you results. So what should be on there is post. You're gonna put how many times you need to post a day or a week, right? So let's say post at least 1 video a day, right? That'd be goal, task number 1. Task number 2, post 3 TikToks a day, right? That'd be task number 2. Task number 3, um, share my podcast with 10 people a day, whatever the case may be. It has to be the tasks that actually give you results. So it should not have nothing to do with recording or editing or anything. Obviously, recording or editing is part of that process, but it is only the posting of the videos that actually gets it seen. So that would be an example of a breakdown of a big goal separated into 3 small tasks that lead to results.
So let me give you an example. Let's say you want to make a basketball team, right? Let's say your goal is to make a basketball
Let me get a drink.
team. So that's what you're gonna write down. Goal is to make the basketball team. Then underneath that, you're gonna write 2 to 3 tasks or things you gotta do to reach that goal. So obviously you gotta dedicate a certain amount of time a day to practicing and honing in on your skills. Maybe you're going to spend a certain amount of time per day watching film and studying new moves and different techniques and whatever the case. Maybe you're going to work out, get your strength up.
So looking back, I would actually honestly change these tasks, right? So if you wanted to join the basketball team, now definitely spending time practicing is super big one. That would be one of them. Another one would be reaching out to coaches. Reaching out to coaches would be a big one, right? Reaching out to coaches should be one of the main tasks because that's what's gonna get you out there, right? If you want to join a basketball team. So practicing, reaching out to coaches. Then I would work on filming, getting tapes of you actually playing as much as possible to actually give you some kind of something to send a coach to see what kind of person you are, what kind of player you are. So that would be my 3 main tasks probably for this, right? Because you need some sort of networking in there.
Start running daily, get your stamina up, things like that. Stretching to gain flexibility and mobility in your different joints. Just write down things. You could write down a bunch of things. It doesn't even have to be 2 or 3. You could write down a bunch of things that you have to do, right?
Keep it at 2 or 3. If you make the list too long, you start adding stuff that's gonna be a very unnecessary. A lot of times it's so I forgot what the rule is called, but it's something about 20% of the tasks that give you 80% of the results. A lot of times it's the smallest task that gives you the biggest results that you're looking for, right? In a sales business, or like let's say for me as a graphic designer, I could design all day long. I could learn how to design anything. I could watch videos. I could study. I could practice all day long. None of that is going to get me clients. It is the small task of actually reaching out and setting my portfolio that gets me clients. So something that seems easy can actually give me the most results. So that's what you want to focus on. You wouldn't want to focus on too much creating. So I would keep this down to 3 tasks because that forces you to only put what's truly important on there.
And you're gonna do this for all 5 of your goals. So I hope you guys are following along with me if you are looking to build a routine. But whether or not you do, I'm going to give y'all some homework at the end of the video anyway. So hope you're following along.
Shout out to the homework, W teacher.
Step 1. Step 2, write down 2 to 3 tasks you gotta complete to reach those goals, right? That's step 2. Step 3. Now, step 3 is basically building your daily schedule, building your daily
This is
routine.
where the
This
gems
something
is at.
You have to do every morning. This is not a one-time thing. You can do it one-time thing, but I highly suggest you do it every morning because things will change, schedules will change, right? This part is very important on how you do this because it can completely
Set the tone. Is that what he said?
help you in a good way or kind of confuse your brain.
I wanted to see if I could predict what I was gonna say.
Give y'all the best guide on how I recommend you do it. So like I said, step 3 is building your daily schedule. So what I recommend you do is you're going to write down the day, the date, whatever that day is. And this is something you're gonna do every morning. If you wake up at 6 in the morning, you're gonna do it at 6 in the morning first thing before you do anything. You might brush your teeth first. That's about it. You're gonna sit down and you're gonna build your schedule for the day before you even get into your day.
Real quick, I want to pause it right now. A lot of people don't want to create schedules because it feels like you're being restricted, right? But what you got to understand is, as humans, we were never meant to operate on autopilot. Everything we do is supposed to be intentional. It talks about that a lot in the Bible. I don't know if I have a Bible verse for you guys ready. I think I might though. I'm gonna find one for y'all. I'm gonna find a Bible verse that talks about it. But everything we do is meant to be intentional. We were never meant to operate on autopilot as humans. So it makes sense that we would plan every second of our day to a T if possible. Now sometimes things are gonna change, but we were never meant to ever be guessing anything. Everything's supposed to be intentional. Where's my sound at?
Timestamps, and the reason why is when you times before you even get into your day. I recommend timestamps. You want to do timestamps, and the reason why is when you don't use timestamps and you just write your goals. Okay, I'm gonna do this. By the end of today, I'm not saying that you're not gonna achieve it or it's harder to achieve. It's different for everybody. But I found in my own personal experience, whenever I write down just a bunch of goals I gotta complete by the end of the day, I start tending to allow myself room for procrastination and feeling like it's
Facts.
not an urgency to complete whatever I gotta complete. Realistically, you want to get all this done as quickly as possible, and then you can enjoy the rest of your day. You don't want to really just be like, okay, I'm gonna sit down, chill, lay down, watch movies, and then I'm gonna do it later. So I recommend timestamps. So the way I have mine set up, I actually write down the moment I wake up. So I say I wake up at 5 a.m. I start my day at 5 a.m. That's
At this point in time, I was waking up every morning at 5 a.m. I was going to sleep at 2 a.m., waking up at 5 a.m. I was a freak of nature.
the wake up time. Then it goes all the way down to the time that I plan on going to sleep, which is around.
This
11
light is
p.m.,
hot, bro.
right? So from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m., that's kind of my window. Now you want to write down the whole time because you want to write down everything you plan on doing that day in detail. So what I mean by that, 5 a.m., you wake up. Well, let's see if I have an example here. Basically, the way I have this set up,
Oh, he got
I have the
examples.
date up top. I got the moment I started my day.
I don't do this on paper anymore. I recommend Google Calendar or something like that. That gives you like digital notifications and stuff. But paper could work too.
And the moment I plan on ending my day, right? So you want to put your tasks in order with time frames. So okay, boom. Right here, I started at 2 a.m., right? You don't really want to do that, but I'm just strange. So I started at 2 a.m. I have my 30-minute
I
workout
told you, bro. I told you 2 a.m., bro.
at 2. 3 a.m. I have record this video. So I'm already on track.
Yo, that's fire. So I didn't even know that. Oh, snap. Hold on. What happened?
Because it can completely.
What happened?
This is something you have to do every. You want to do timestamps, and the reason why is when you don't use timestamps and you just write your.
Hold on.
In order, with you want to do that, but 2, 3.
I had no idea that this video was actually on schedule to be recorded. So that's fire that I kept up with that. I think I have all these paper schedules actually tucked in a book somewhere. So like that'll be super cool to look back at a little bit.
I record this video, so I'm already on track. I have to edit the video right after this at 4. Then at 5, you get the point. Basically, I'm planning out my whole day with timestamps. If you work, you're gonna account for that. You're simply just gonna put the time you clock in to the time you clock out, and you're just gonna block it out. You see, I have it blocked out in pink here.
And I worked that day.
But after work, you're gonna do whatever you want to do after work, and
That's fire, Zay.
you're gonna put your sleep. Now, that is step 3, is building your routine. I didn't go too much into detail. That's pretty much the basis of it. And I also recommend step 4. Step 4 is pretty much part of step 3, but I think it also should be looked at kind of separately. On your daily routine, you want to write down 3 goals you have for the day. 3 goals. It can be separated from your schedule, or it can be part of your schedule, depending on what it is. So, for example,
Bro froze for a minute.
your goal of the day is okay. Today I don't want to get angry. No matter what may go down. I don't want to get angry, so I'm gonna keep my composure today. That's goal number one. Maybe your goal number two is to help somebody. One of my goals for today is I want to help somebody one way or another, right? Maybe goal number three is you want to reach 10,000 steps. Just goals that will satisfy you, just to keep yourself constantly, basically just building this mindset in your subconscious mind, and also staying active and just constantly having goals. That's what you want, in my opinion.
Type
So,
shit.
if you guys are looking to build a routine like this, or you thought this video was helpful, I'm gonna give you guys a quick summary of how I suggest you build it. So step one.
Alright, I think we got all the information. Shout out to Zay for the info. You know what I'm saying? That was very insightful, bro. That was very insightful. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to this routine and see how it works for me, and I might report back to y'all. But I'm super happy we got to go down memory lane and just check this out. I was super happy. This is a great video.